We're going to start lesson 3 on page 21 in your workbook. So if you could go ahead and turn there. And the first thing we're going to do is draw a scaled copy of either figure A or B using a scale factor of 3. I'm going to do A. You can do that along with me, or you could try B if you'd like in your book. But if we have a scale factor of 3, we learned lesson 2 that means we're going to multiply the side lengths by 3, because the scale factor tells you how many times bigger. So the bottom side is 3 squares long on A. So on the bottom, it would have to be 9 squares long. So I'm going to go kind of close to the bottom here and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then this side of A is 3 as well, so it would have to be 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when I go across here, that is 2 squares, so 2 times 3 would be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what I want to do for this diagonal is just connect the 2 endpoints. So you might take a straight edge that you have, a piece of paper, a ruler, whatever you want, and just make that connection between those 2 points. So this would be A 3 times bigger, and I'm going to put vertices on the corners just so I can see where those points are that would line up. Now next we want to make a scaled copy of either C or D using a scale factor of 1/2. So let's try D. We'll do one a little bit different than we did before. And if I'm going to go diagonally here, this is 2 squares long, so now it's only going to be half of that would be 1 square long. So I'm going to go up 1. And then this is 2 squares across, so now I'm only going to do 1. And then again, I'm going diagonally 2, so now I'll only go diagonally 1. Down 2, so now I'm only going to go down 1. And then we went diagonally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so now I'm going to go 3. So this would be 1, 2, 3. And then it went across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So now I have drawn a scaled copy using a scale factor of 3 and using a scale factor of 1/2. 1/2 means divided into 2. All right, next activity. Which operations? Diego and Jada want to scale this polygon so the side that corresponds to 15 units in the original is 5 units in the scaled copy. Okay, so let me pull this out a little so we can see hopefully both at one time. Okay, so this side is the side that's 15. So we want to find that same side in these 2, which would be here and here. What operation do you think Diego used to calculate the lengths for his drawing? Okay. Well, we went from 15 to 5 in Diego's. So what do you think he did? How can you go from 15 to 5? Well, you could divide by 3, right? But then let's try, he went from 18 to 8. Well, I can't divide 18 by 3. That would be 6, not 8. So he didn't do that. So let's do another one and see. He went from 36 to 26. Each of these, 15, 5, 18, 8, 36, 26, has a difference of 10, doesn't it? Those are differences of 10, so it looks like Diego subtracted 10. for each of his side lengths. Now, what operation do you think Jada used to calculate the lengths for her drawing? She went from 21 to 7, 12 to 4, 15 to 5. She's not subtracting. What is she doing? She is dividing by 3. Which one of these looks like it worked as a plan to make a scaled copy of this drawing? Well, if I look at those, which one do you think? Answer in the Edpuzzle and then come back. And it looks to me like Jada's drawing. And why? Because you must multiply side lengths in a scale drawing. Now, going back, you might say, oh, but we divided. Jada divided by 3. She didn't multiply. Well, dividing by 3 is the same thing as multiplying by a third. Okay, so realize anytime you say divide, you really could be saying multiply, because dividing by 3 is the same as multiplying by a third. Reciprocals, remember? See the reciprocals? All right. So then, for the next section, part 2, it says, Andre wants to make a scaled copy of Jada's drawing, so the side that corresponds to 4 units is 8 units in his scaled copy. Andre says, I wonder if I should add 4 units to the lengths of all the segments. What would you say in response to Andre? Okay, hopefully you would tell Andre, no, you have to multiply. So what would Andre do to get to 8 from 4? Well, you would multiply by 2. So you have to multiply. You should use a scale factor of 2. So create this scaled copy. So you're going to draw your own in your book. So I would look at this and I'd say, oh, that's 7. We're just sketching. It doesn't have to be perfect. Would now be twice as long, and it would be 14. I just want you to label it so we know. It doesn't have to be exact. The 4, when we multiply by 2, would become an 8. The 5 would become a 10, right? The 6 becomes a 12. The 12 becomes a big 24. And the 10 over here would become a 20. Okay, so this would be what your scale drawing should look like. We are multiplying by 2 because we wanted this side to be an 8. So you got to take each of these numbers by 2 is how I got the measurements for my new copy. Okay, that is the end of our lesson for today. So now I want you to go to your notes and let's take notes for lesson 3. So right here is where you are. This is on page 3 of your notes. And today our learning target was to be able to draw a scale copy of a figure using a given scale factor, and we did that in several places in our lesson. And then I know what operation to use on the side lengths of a figure to produce a scaled copy. Well, what did we learn today? You're not going to add, you're going to multiply. So please write in your notes, to make a scaled copy, multiply the lengths of each segment in the original by the scale factor. And again, remember, if you need to stop the video and write, you can do that. All right, you should be ready for your practice for lesson 3 in the book now.